Hello there, this has been Foreigner here for Mass Effect 2. It's still January 18th, 2025 when I'm recording this, same as the last time, and I think I'm going to do the planet scanning and complain about things, because, you know what, this might as well be a record of the time up between whenever they finally do starve me to death or abandon me and I have no access to anything anymore, or I get ran over on the way to Dollar General because it's a 2-hour walk in a deadly zone of doom. But yeah, let's start scanning. This is a place, Hoplos, the shield of the Spartans. Anyway, I think our hoplites were those type of soldiers. Was it a hoplon was the shield? I don't remember. Anyway, Talaria is the first world here. A rock with all traces of atmosphere burned away. The Talaria orbits the star Hoplos at a blistering pace. My word, this is loud. Okay, there we go. Blistering pace every 36 days. Though tidally locked, even its twilight belt and shaded side are too barren to support life. With so many resources on its sister planet Trident, Talaria has largely been ignored by the galactic surveying community of Doom. Orbital distance 0.1 AU, orbital period 0.1 Earth years, radius 3,569 kilometers, day length 0.1 Earth years, tidal lock. Well, yeah. Okay, yep. From those and those. When they match, it's that. Atmospheric pressure trace. Surface temperature 908 Celsius mean. Average mean. But yeah, surface gravity 0.2 G. So here's time to get some resources that are only good. Alright, it's funny, we can make the dark side shaded.
Probe launched.
It's totally locked, but we can spin the planet and get the stuff on the dark side and make it lighter. It's just a game mechanic. It would be interesting if it incorporated, but the more you get into realism, the less fun it gets a lot of the time. Anytime you have way too much complexity, it's like, oh, please tone it down already, you know? It's cool if you can manage to make things neat without being tedious. You know, like accurate to the whatever precision, whatever thing there. Anyway, the next thing here is Machaira, I guess, a small rock planet. Machaira's thin atmosphere and high albedo keeps it from being much hotter than it is. The crust is high in sodium oxide, giving the planet a whitish tinge. Orbital distance 0.5 AU, radius 4,733 kilometers, day length 34.9 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure trace, surface temperature 206 Celsius, surface gravity 0.5 G. So yep, I don't know.
Launching probe.
Yeah, I do feel like complaining. They gave the beef stew that had been sitting in the fridge for a week to the chickens, and it had onions in it. Now, maybe they don't know that onions are toxic to the birds, I presume they don't. But in their spitefulness of just letting me starve to death, basically, because I'm not their responsibility, of course. I'm just living in their guest house as an unwelcome guest at this point, because they expected me to make everything work. Even though, like, when I was able to find a job, they kept coming up with excuses not to let me get to work and have me beg coworkers to let me get back home, and then the coworkers would have me pay them 20, 40, 60 bucks to drive back home. I was paying to go to work at that point and paying to leave work. It was pointless, pretty much. But yeah, they're legalistically irresponsible. No one has to do anything for anyone, of course. And that's all perfectly fine in some universe. It's not fine to me, though, I'll tell you that much. But yeah, and without running water since 2021, 4 years ago almost at this point, it was like, well, anyway, let's go to, this is where the Firewalker thing was or something, right? Copis, Machaira's largest moon. Copis is a desolate place with an extremely thin atmosphere. Its crust is largely silica-based and there are no signs of water. Like its parent planet, its high albedo keeps it from being a total inferno, and when occluded by Machaira, its temperatures can be nearly tolerable. Its low gravity can be easily countered by a vehicular or personal Mass Effect field for comfortable exploration of Doom. Orbital distance 0.55 AU, radius 1,733 kilometers, day length 21.3 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure trace, surface temperature 51 Celsius, so half the boiling point of water, surface gravity 0.1 G. Alright, oh, and yep, there's the one thing we scanned on it before when we got the anomaly scan thing for doing the last mission of the Firewalker thing. Thing. Outpost 31 is full of doom. Doom. Yeah, they have... Hopefully none of the chickens actually perished from eating the onions they gave them. I'd like onions for myself. Supposedly it has, like red onions, at least have the highest quantity of quercetin, which isn't the thing that's toxic to chickens. It's a longevity thing for humans at the very least, but the thing that's toxic to chickens is some type of sulfur thing or whatever. But anyway, the onions that were in the stew that they gave them were pearl onions, just those little small ones. I don't know what their quercetin concentration is, but you know, I can't afford minoxidil. Last time I checked, it was like, was it only $10 for a small bottle that's supposed to be a month's supply? Or was it like 20? But it varies, of course. Either way, it would be nice to not lose my hair, you know? And I know I'm so close to 40. I'm almost, you know, halfway dead, if not already there. My dad died from lung cancer when he was 44. I've avoided smoking and all those other bad habits because I'd like to live. I want to live. I'm not wanting to not. I'd like to live, and I'd like to not go hungry. And yet, you know, just legalistically irresponsible. You know, it's funny, on all the other matters they're far left, but their economics are boomer conservatropism because life has been good to them pretty much. I'm sure if they had it as a harder life, it would be way easier for them to care, because like anytime I've lived among anyone that's like actually had a difficult life, they actually help with things. You know, everyone helps each other. Doesn't throw away each other's efforts to help either. Like, I don't need your help, because, yeah, that's always a fun thing too. Because they just want to, the rich ones just want to feel better about themselves by having someone to look down on. They don't want it to be an equal thing, whereas it's like poor people helping each other actually help. They know what it's like. It sucks. Rather than just, you know, someone to keep poor so that they can be like, look how much I'm doing for this person I hate, kind of thing, or something like that. That's at least the way that it seems to be with all the pet charities that do next to nothing to actually help anyone to get out of the situations. Just enough to be like, look, I'm donating to do my part. I'm doing my part all over the place. Look, so much good I'm doing. Putting a step ladder in a bottomless pit. And you keep digging the pit out a little further each day. But yeah, that's always fun. So, who knows? I might get ran over, but by the time this posts,
launching probe.
Only a few months from now, because it's always a risk walking to get to Dollar General to spend most of what I earn from like editing review videos on crap that's overpriced there. I try to be frugal, I try to make it last, and it's just not possible when the stores are selling overpriced garbage. It's just not possible. And, you know, I'd like transportation to get to all the better places, but of course, no. And heck, even when they did have a bus stop before the Bug of Doom event, it was right by the Dollar General, so still, a 40-minute one-way walk in the Texas sun during summer, not as bad during winter, but the winter here only lasts a couple weeks, maybe a couple months at most. But it's still like, welcome to summer again, just right after that, pretty much. So, I guess maybe I have to carry a change of clothes with me if I'm supposed to be finding a job somewhere, and change clothes before any interview that I can't get because I'm out of money for minutes on my phone because I spend it all on food from Dollar General. But who knows? You know, it's like, and if I got work, it would still require me changing my clothes all the time. Did I read those things? This one is Aegis, let's see, what's the thing here? A hydrogen-helium gas giant, Aegis was the site of an unparalleled cosmic event roughly 1.8 million years ago. An extrasolar body was about 200 square kilometers in size was drawn into Aegis gravity well and struck the Jovian planet, blasting enough dust and material into orbit to create a ring. An urban legend has grown over this event. The story goes that if the extrasolar body, usually called a comet, was unaffected by the gravity well of Aegis, it would have coincided with an orbit of Trident and created an extinction level event on that planet. Prevailing scientific opinion holds that this is an exaggeration at best. Orbital distance 4.5 AU, orbital period 9.6 Earth years, radius 53,682 kilometers, day length 11.6 Earth hours. So there's that. And did I get Trident read? I don't remember if I did. I think I was squawking over it because I'm still angry. Yeah, Trident, a human-dominated world with over 95% of its surface covered by salt water. Trident is home to a dazzling array of life. The oceans are filled with creatures ranging from tiny bivalves to mammoth vertebrates, unequaled even by Earth's whales and ichthyosaurs. Small archipelagos create what little land there is, and its valuable real estate is fought over constantly. Underwater extraction operations have recovered a number of valuable minerals from the ocean floor, including iridium, uranium, and a dust form of element 0. And in Mass Effect 3, the dust form is supposed to be more toxic, at least according to one of the supervisors, saying it's only toxic in its dust form, it's perfectly safe otherwise. Right. A largely lawless world, Trident is home to a rogues gallery of unethical corporations exploiting the resources of the planet, and actual rogues, criminals, involuntary employers, and mercenaries working in the shadows. Travel advisory. Due to extreme weather conditions, all traffic to the surface is grounded. Trident Spaceport Controls predicts this condition will persist until the end of the hurricane season of Doom. If it's mostly ocean, there is no end to a hurricane season. It just will keep rolling around the planet. Pretty much. Anyway, colony founded 2144 CE, population 6,800,000, capital New Cousteau, reference to Jacques Cousteau, who was a famous diver that narrated things. Orbital distance 2.0 AU, orbital period 2.8 Earth years, radius 6,905 kilometers, day length 27.6 Earth hours, atmospheric pressure 1.4 Earth atmosphere, surface temperature 27 Celsius, surface gravity 1.1 G. So there's Trident. Alright, let's go back to the mass relay. And I didn't get that planet scanned either. But, alright. Well, there's System Hoplos and my whining at least. Yay. For as fun as that is. Maybe I'll do the other ones in order next time. Get as many resources before meeting Ashley again. Maybe find some more side quests wherever there are any. I don't remember all the ones that I did before, but when I play them I'll remember them. Because that's usually how it goes anyway. Let's save again. There, we saved it again. Alright. Well, it's the fun of life continuing. Life goes on. There's an 80s song with that lyric. But yeah, it's super fun to always be abandoned and being treated like nothing, and just, you know, it would be nice to have all the things everyone values me and counts as the measure of a man over and all that sort of stuff, but, you know, I just haven't been able to. It's like life has sucked for most of the time, and I haven't even been able to get a car yet. Maybe if my stepdad doesn't spend all the inheritance that he might give me on himself, then maybe I could afford a car someday and not have unreliable transportation and coworkers taking all my paychecks. But yep, there we go. Take care and try not to go crazy.